Bam. Bam. Bam Margera. Ladies and gentlemen. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. What is up with all this mumbo jumbo going on? That's where we're at. Chapter 10. Chapter 10, Overcoming Common Misconceptions. A practice we all need to do. Overcome common misconceptions in ourselves, in others, in life in general. You know, it's so late here, but I need to do at least one chapter. Make a little bit of effort toward the end of recording these audiobooks. And yeah, this is chapter 10 of, I think it's 14. Maybe it's 12. Yeah, maybe it's 12. I don't know. I don't think I have that many chapters to record, to be honest. So, we're page 140 of 180. So, yeah, I think we have a lot of the other stuff recorded already. So, it's been an interesting week. Let me put this up here. Yeah, so for the time away, let's see. What all did I do? I guess I've been trying to coordinate my next thing that I'm going to be doing, probably a commercial in Atlanta. And we'll see how that goes. I'm going to hammer out some details tomorrow, so that would be really cool if that goes through. Did St. Louis Fashion Week. So that was like the first runway that I did. That was really cool, actually. I really enjoyed that. Shout out to the designers that chose me as a model. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you, Paulie. I really appreciate you, Barbara. Thank you very much. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for taking a chance on me. I really appreciate it. It was one of my first times really walking for real. So, very, very cool to have given me that opportunity. So, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to be back. Next year, if I'm invited, I will definitely apply. So, looking forward to that. Yeah, other than that, I think that's about all the housekeeping sorry about that. It's about all the housekeeping I got, because we're working on Fit and Strong After 50. It's kind of like the last bastion. I might just ask these guys what's going on with that. Maybe I'll push that through. Who knows? But another interesting development is that this went live. While I was doing Fashion Week. So during Fashion Week, during downtime, I was working on this project. I was doing a lot of editing, and I was able to submit a couple chapters while I was doing that during downtime. So very thankful for that. But the Revenue Cure went live, so this is on the market now. Yeah, just excited, Excited to see what that brings. We got one sale, Philosophical Methods. That's about it. So let's jump right into it, I suppose. How far are we on this? I think I got pretty far into chapter 5, to be honest, but we are up to about chapter 6. Skipping chapter 5 for... It just wasn't fully there yet, and I was on the final review for chapter 6. So that's why I skipped to chapter 6, but audio-wise, recording-wise, I think we're down to recording chapters 10, 11, and 12. So we got 3 more to go. And if we do that tonight, then we just have 2 more chapters. We could honestly knock that out in an evening. But yeah, I'll probably do that in 2 days. Knowing me, I'll probably do that in 2 days. Okay. Let's do this. Let's turn these off. Yeah. Bam. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 3, 4. Chapter 10. Chapter 10. Overcoming Common Misconceptions. Shifting perspectives, rewriting the aging narrative. Aging has long been seen through a lens filled with fear, limitations, and withdrawal. From magazine headlines to well-meaning yet misguided conversations, our society often promotes a narrative that suggests growing older means slowing down, stepping back, and settling for less. While advances in medicine and wellness have increased life expectancy, they have not always changed the outdated mindsets of aging itself. They have not always changed the outdated mindsets about aging itself. For many, these beliefs become internalized, creating invisible barriers that block their potential before they even get started. It's time for a new story, one rooted in strength, clarity, and possibility. This new story begins with recognizing that many common beliefs about aging and health are not based on truth, but on repetition. These ideas are often passed down without question and accepted as fact simply because they have been repeated so many times. You may have heard someone say that exercise is dangerous for older adults, or that strength training is only for the young. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking that. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking that after a certain age. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking that after a certain age, it's too late. It's too late to make meaningful changes to your health. These notions are not only false, but they are also damaging. They prevent people from experiencing strength, confidence, and vitality in the second half of life. When we remove these myths and look at what science and lived experience actually reveal, a very different picture appears. The human body and mind stays surprisingly adaptable at every stage of life. People in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond can build muscle, enhance cardiovascular health, boost mental focus, and experience deep emotional growth. In many ways, the only real limit is belief. Aging is not a sign to retreat, it is an invitation. It's an invitation to recalibrate and reconnect with your goals, habits, and identity. This chapter is more than just This chapter is about more than just correcting facts. It's about reclaiming control of your narrative. It encourages you to challenge long-held assumptions. Take responsibility for your choices. And start thinking about your health from a position of strength. Instead of fear. As you explore the truths about aging, exercise, nutrition, and mindset, remember this. Every decision you make either advances your progress or keeps you stagnant. This moment is a powerful chance to choose differently. Reframing movement beyond risk to reward. One of the most harmful myths about aging is that exercise becomes too dangerous after a certain age. This idea quietly persuades many adults to cut back on their activity or avoid it completely out of fear of injury or health problems. However, current research consistently shows that avoiding movement is much more dangerous than staying active. Current research consistently shows that avoiding movement is much more dangerous than staying active. Inactivity increases the risk of chronic illnesses, weakens the body structure, and leads to physical and mental decline. Moving, on the other hand, builds resilience. It boosts bone density, protects joints, improves heart health, and sharpens mental clarity, and sharpens mental clarity. For those who have spent years being relatively inactive, the first step isn't starting an intense training program. It's simply moving more, walking every day. Start doing body weight exercises at home or joining low impact group classes. It's simply moving more, walking every day, doing body weight exercises at home, or joining low impact group classes can all be good starting points. The key is consistency. Regular movement, no matter how small, provides cumulative benefits. Over time, strength and endurance increase, balance improves, and confidence grows. There's also a deeply emotional aspect to movement in later life. For many, regaining control over the body restores a sense of personal agency. It reminds us that we are not passengers in our own lives. We have choices, and our actions matter. Each session at the gym, each walk around the block, each decision to stretch, lift, around the block, each decision to stretch, lift, or breathe mindfully. These are victories. They build not just fitness, but identity. They help replace the fear of aging with a new appreciation for the body's potential. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring your current stage of life by giving your body your current stage of life by giving your body what it needs to thrive. The science confirms it. The results are genuine. You're not too old to become stronger. You're not too late to start. There's no need to fear movement. In fact, the very act of moving might be what helps you avoid decline in the first place. Food as medicine, building nutrition confidence. All right, let's go ahead and save that. Itch my face a little bit. Probably gonna take a little drinky poo. Okay. Building nutrition confidence. Food as medicine. Building nutrition confidence. When it comes to nutrition, confusion is Confusion is common at every age, especially after 50. Especially after 50. Advice often changes, and popular culture is full of popular culture is full of conflicting messages. And popular culture is full of conflicting messages. Should carbs be cut out? Is fat the enemy? Do older adults need fewer calories or more? As a result, many people over 50 approach food with hesitation or anxiety, instead of confidence and curiosity. Food shouldn't feel like a minefield. Eating should feel intentional, offering the nourishment and strength your body needs to thrive. The body's nutritional needs do change with age, but that does not mean they diminish or become less critical. In fact, older adults often need more of certain nutrients to maintain muscle mass, protect their bones, and support cognitive health. Protein becomes especially essential, not just for athletes, but for anyone who wants to preserve strength and mobility. Healthy fats support brain function and hormone balance. Complex carbohydrates provide sustained energy, while fiber aids digestion and heart health. Instead of unnecessarily narrowing the diet, aging is a time to focus on quality and purpose. It's also important to recognize that eating well is not just a biological necessity, it's a deeply social and psychological experience. Meals are rituals. They create rhythm in our day. Bring us together with others, and reflect how we see ourselves. A person who nourishes themselves intentionally is not just managing macronutrients. They are affirming their worth. They are choosing to care for themselves with every bite. Prioritizing nutrition is not selfish, it's essential to well-being. Overcoming myths about food involves trusting your body's signals and surrounding yourself with clear, evidence-based information. It requires asking better questions, exploring balanced meals, and discarding outdated rules. and discarding outdated rules that no longer serve your current needs. No fast food group. No food group is inherently bad. No food group is inherently bad. No diet needs to be extreme. The healthiest approach to nutrition at this stage of life is one that is sustainable, satisfying, and grounded in the understanding that every meal is an opportunity to feel better, not worse. The power of belief, creating a new identity through health. Every sustainable change starts with belief. Not the kind of belief that ignores reality, not the kind of belief that ignores reality or forces false positivity, but the kind rooted in action. When you start exercising regularly, you begin to see yourself differently. When you focus on meals that nourish instead of deplete, your internal dialogue shifts. When you talk about aging not as a sentence, but as a season, your confidence grows. Your confidence grows. That shift in identity is where lasting transformation begins. The biggest myth about aging isn't about the body or the brain, but about identity. Society often portrays aging as a one-way decline, a slow drift towards irrelevance. But what if that story is wrong? What if instead of decline, this stage of life is a time for reinvention? You are not defined by your birth date or past choices. You're defined by what you're willing to believe about what comes next. You're defined by what you're willing to believe about what comes next. Reinvention demands curiosity, courage, and support. It involves finding mentors who have traveled the path before you. It requires letting go of perfection and focusing on consistency. It means measuring progress not only by external changes, but also by how you feel when you wake up, how you move throughout your day, and how you relate to yourself when no one else is watching. This chapter encourages you to stop waiting for permission and begin designing your life from within. The truth is, no one else has the right to define your aging journey. You do. That realization alone is one of the most empowering shifts you can make. The myths are loud, but they are not final. Your choices, beliefs, and identity. Your choices, beliefs, and identity. These are the tools that shape what comes next. Your choices, beliefs, and identity. These are the tools that shape what comes next. Debunking myths about aging and exercise. The aging process creates misconceptions that discourage older adults from exercising. The aging process creates misconceptions that discourage older adults from exercising. Myths about exercise stop seniors from working out because they think it is too risky or unnecessary. Scientific studies show that exercise is safe for older adults. Scientific studies show that exercise is safe for older adults and essential for maintaining health during their senior years. This subchapter explores common myths about aging. And exercise, using scientific evidence to discourage readers. Using scientific evidence to encourage readers to include physical activity as a key part of healthy aging. Many people believe that exercise poses significant risks for senior adults. Many fear that physical activity could harm their health or worsen existing medical conditions. However, research published by the Journal of American Geriatric Society in 2023 shows that regular exercise actually lowers the risk of falls and injuries among seniors. Studies indicate that structured exercise programs, which include balance and strength training, improve stability and coordination, thereby reducing the chance of accidents. Studies indicate that structured exercise programs, which include balance and strength training, improve stability and coordination, thereby reducing the chance of accidents. This research demonstrates that exercise is more of a safety and mobility aid than an inherently dangerous activity. Older adults often believe that they should completely avoid strength training. Some think that weightlifting and resistance band exercises are only for younger people with fitness experience. A 2024 study by the National Institute on Aging demonstrated how strength training helps older adults combat sarcopenia by preventing muscle loss related to aging. The study found that participants who engaged in regular strength training gained significant muscle strength and endurance, along with improved functional ability. The research shows that strength training is safe for older adults and helps them maintain their independence while enhancing their quality of life. Many people believe that aging means older adults should cut back on their activity levels significantly. This misconception about physical activity can lead to a sedentary lifestyle, which can cause health problems such as obesity, heart disease, and cognitive decline. The World Health Organization recommends that adults over 65 get 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic exercise each week, along with muscle strengthening activities at least 2 days a week. This is yet another study that promotes the need for strength training and exercising. This is yet another study that promotes the need for strength training and exercising. The organization promotes active lifestyles because they can help people live longer. The organization promotes active lifestyles because they can help people live longer and prevent chronic diseases. I gotta stop this for a bit. It's getting on my nerves. It's just the circular logic of it. It's like, it's when you don't, it's when you keep talking around something. Like, voice acting is good because you train your ability to warm up your voice as an actor. Now that we've gone over all of the voice acting benefits, and it can be clearly shown, and you're like, you didn't necessarily clearly show that. That's where my problem comes in. I don't know why that just started leaking all of a sudden. There's a couple key points in here that you can really tell. I know for a fact that I've said that exact sentence 15 times. So, redundancy. You get a lot of redundancy. You get a lot of contradictions. So, one thing directly contradicts the others. I haven't seen too much of that in here, but I'm sure it exists. I just haven't been looking. What else? You get the studies thing. I don't like. The studies thing is not how you would talk about studies from a scientific viewpoint. Like I said, I'm a scientist, so when you talk about studies, you talk about, I was explaining this to my girlfriend the other day. It's like, when you speak about studies, you don't just talk about what they found, you talk about how they found it. Like, the whole idea of a study is that you poked and prodded something to get a finding. The important thing there isn't the finding, because it's not a definitive thing to say. Like, when you do a finding and you see that, like, oregano oil is good for cancer, for example, you can't then just say, like, a study conducted in 2022 showed that oregano oil is a successful mitigating component for cancer, right? Like, sure, you could say that, but that's not the point of the study. The point of the study is to say, we tried A, B, C, and D in order to find 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we eliminated our null hypothesis by doing, you have to show that this is what it is. The reason why the study exists is to say, like, here's what happened when we did nothing. Here's what happened when we knew what to expect, and we showed that our system is appropriate because it showed what we expect to see. So we see a blank response, we see a standard response. Here's what happened when we tested the unknown. Here's what happened when we tested various levels of the unknown. And as you can see, it grows linearly or logarithmically or exponentially. Like, there's so many different aspects of what a study shows, and you can go into detail about how that study showed that thing, especially in a narrative form. In a book, you can really, you have room. You have so much room to detail exactly what they found, how they found it, what surprised them. They talk about all of this. It's in the discussion section of the article, how that contradicts the common knowledge, or whether that supports the narrative that they're going for. There's a whole subset of things associated with that research article. It's not just the fact that the research article shows itself to a certain end that you want to prove, right? That's not why you're doing the science. You're doing the science to poke holes in the thing that you think is true. You're not doing it to support your claim. You're doing it to shoot your claim down and see what survives. That's what science is. It's taking the marble and saying, I think that thing is made of marble, and then you shoot everything that's not the David out of it, and then you go, yes, the marble is David. Yeah. I love science. Science is beautiful. It's phenomenal. I revere science. I really do. I'm a huge advocate for science, and I just respect it deeply. And so when I see, especially in narrative form, when the respect for science isn't there, and it doesn't lend itself to what is actually happening. It only showcases the most minimal thing, and actually really not what it's saying. But then you not only say that, and you repeat the result, but you say it in 10 different ways, in 10 different places, and reference the exact same thing over and over and over again. It doesn't manifest itself to becoming true because you've repeated it for the 30th time. This is what ChatGPT wants you to believe. That's why ChatGPT puts it together in this way. A true narrative would say, they thought this, but they tested this variable and surprisingly found that. There's a story structure to it, Science will show you that. A good paper is written in that format. And it doesn't surprise me. It is unfortunate to see when narratives are written meta on top of that, taking all of that data, putting it into one centralized narrative, and it doesn't tell those little micro stories, and it instead repeats itself over and over and over again. I think it does a disservice, to be honest. I think it does a disservice. I just think that people should write their own stuff. People should write their own things, especially if they're publishing it and they're putting their name on it. You should write it yourself. I think it's not only sad when you don't. I think it just robs you of the intellectual pursuit of it. It makes it worse for the end user that now has to, not read the thing you didn't write. You're just making a bunch of noise. You're making a bunch of noise. That's my soapbox. That's my soapbox for the evening. And prevent chronic diseases. The organization promotes active lifestyles. The organization promotes active lifestyles because they can help people live longer and prevent chronic diseases. The true benefits of exercise become clearer once we address these misconceptions. Older adults need to see physical activity as an essential part of their daily routine rather than something intimidating. Combining aerobic exercises with strength training, flexibility, and balance workouts allows individuals to create personalized fitness plans suited to their specific needs. Understanding aging and exercise properly helps older adults achieve better health through active living. Readers who understand the importance of exercise safety, its benefits, and its necessity can start actively improving their physical and mental well-being. The next section discusses common dietary misconceptions related to aging, giving readers the knowledge needed to support their health goals. Combining exercise with proper nutrition will lead to a fulfilling life after 50. Addressing nutritional misunderstandings. Proper nutrition knowledge is essential for healthy aging, but many older adults hold false beliefs. Proper nutrition knowledge is essential for healthy aging, but many older adults hold false beliefs, leading to unhealthy dietary choices. These misconceptions often stem from outdated information or broad stereotypes about aging and health. A common myth is that older adults need fewer nutrients and should avoid certain food groups altogether. This belief risks health by ignoring the fact that vital nutrients remain important for maintaining the body's ongoing health and energy needs. As we age, nutrition shifts from restriction to strategic choices that support energy, healing, and long-term vitality. One often overlooked factor is micronutrient density, vitamins and minerals essential for numerous cellular processes. Nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D are vital for bone health and muscle function, while antioxidants from colorful produce combat oxidative stress that accelerates aging. Pairing these nutrients thoughtfully is important. For example, Vitamin D enhances calcium absorption, and healthy fats improve the uptake of fat soluble of fat soluble of fat fo- of fat and healthy fats improve the uptake of fat soluble vitamin and healthy fats improve the uptake of fat soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, and K. Timing your meals can also make a difference. Distributing protein evenly throughout the day and including nutrient-rich snacks helps prevent helps prevent blood sugar fluctuations and maintains consistent energy levels. By prioritizing food quality, nutrient pairing, and meal timing, older adults can turn nutrition into a proactive tool for strength and resilience, rather than just a response to hunger. Many people believe that older adults should limit their intake of fats, especially healthy fats. Fats are essential for supporting brain health and helping the body absorb fat-soluble vitamins. The American Heart Association released a 2023 report stating that older adults can benefit from healthy fats found in avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil to improve their cardiovascular health. Older adults should focus on choosing high-quality fats by selecting unsaturated fats instead of trans fats and limiting their intake of saturated fats. The mistaken idea that older adults must cut out carbohydrates leads to unnecessary diet restrictions. Again, carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy, and whole grains, along with fruits and vegetables, provide essential fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Research published in the Lancet Public Health in 2024 showed that eating whole grains reduces the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. Older adults should choose complex carbs because they provide sustained energy and nutritional benefits, rather than cutting carbs out of their diet. Older adults who understand nutrition well will make more informed choices about their diets to achieve their health goals. Aging should be seen as an opportunity for growth, supported by proper nourishment rather than a time of limitations. People who are aware of their changing nutritional needs can actively improve their eating habits and overall wellness. The connection between dietary choices and positive aging attitudes will be explored in the next section. Older adults who engage in continuous nutritional education are encouraged to explore a variety of food choices and cooking techniques that support their health goals. The next section explains how maintaining a positive outlook on aging can improve health outcomes while also emphasizing the connection between mental attitude and well-being. Combining nutritional education with mental reinforcement fosters a healthier lifestyle after age 50. Encouraging a positive mindset about aging. The common view of aging as a period of loss and decline hides many chances for personal growth during later years. This chapter shows that having a positive attitude positive attitudes toward aging can lead to significant health benefits and increase overall well-being. Studies reveal that people who stay optimistic about aging tend to enjoy better physical health, greater resilience, and a higher quality of life. A positive mindset provides significant psychological benefits through resilience, helping people manage challenges and recover from tough situations. Research published in the Journal of Gerontology in 2023 showed that older adults with positive attitudes about aging are more likely to take proactive steps like exercising and eating healthily, leading to better health outcomes. Smith et al., 2023. Someone with a positive outlook tends to make healthier choices, which strengthens their mindset and results in a more fulfilling life. Viewing aging as an opportunity rather than a burden allows people to embrace new experiences along with challenges. Many older adults find new interests by pursuing educational opportunities and volunteering after retirement. The World Health Organization's 2024 report indicates that lifelong learning combined with social engagement enhances cognitive function and emotional well-being in seniors. WHO 2024. How we perceive aging should focus on exploration and personal growth rather than viewing it as a period of decline. Having a positive outlook on life greatly influences a person's physical health. Research shows that people who view aging positively tend to experience lower stress levels and less inflammation, both of which are connected to various chronic illnesses. The 2023 study from Stanford University found that older adults who maintain positive attitudes about aging reduce the risk of heart disease by 25% compared to those with negative views on aging. Johnson et al., 2023. The strong link between mental outlooks and physical health demonstrates that fostering a positive mindset benefit both emotional well-being and physical health. Building a positive attitude toward aging involves actively correcting common misconceptions. People often wrongly believe that getting older automatically leads to poor health and a loss of independence. A proactive approach to health, including regular exercise and a balanced diet, helps lower various risks. People who actively People who actively challenge negative stereotypes gain personal strength, enabling them to show others that aging provides many opportunities. The foundation for sustainable lifestyle changes in the next chapter depends on maintaining a positive mindset. People who believe in their ability to improve their health will take the necessary steps to achieve better wellness. The belief system shows itself through practical actions, such as setting achievable health goals and finding community programs that support healthy lifestyle choices. A positive mindset about aging serves as an effective way to gain tangible health benefits and improve the quality of life. People who see aging as a chance for growth will strengthen their resilience to challenges, boost their physical health, and live more fulfilling lives. How we perceive aging directly affects our health experiences as we adopt sustainable lifestyle changes. Our positive attitude helps us face the next steps. Our positive attitude helps us face the next steps with confidence and optimism while embracing future possibilities. Bam, bam, bam. Dude, I'm so tired of it. I'm really ready for it to be over, to be honest. It's just like, what was that chapter about? Overcoming common misconceptions. What were the common misconceptions? That older adults need fewer calories and exercise can be harmful. Like, it's clearly not, I don't think that those are common misconceptions. I think that those are encouraging a positive mindset about aging, addressing nutritional misunderstandings, debunking myths about aging and exercise. My thought is okay, debunking. What was debunked? How did we debunk it? What were the steps that we used to debunk? And what misconceptions did we debunk? These are all questions that I would ask as a critical thinker. I would say, break this down. What was this chapter about? Broken down into headings. Do each of those sections make sense? Did we accomplish the goals set forth in each of those subsections? If yes, how? If no, why not? Those are questions that I would have while I'm writing something like this. Food is medicine. I mean, I think that we learned that, like, carbs aren't bad, right? That was, like, one of the things. But, like, food is medicine. Did we talk at all about how hexokinase is an enzyme that you use to break down glucose, and that at the center of every hexokinase is a magnesium molecule, and that your focus on getting magnesium and a good hefty amount of magnesium is important for utilizing hexokinase to break down sugar? Did we talk about that at all? Did we talk about the fact that magnesium is present in dark leafy green vegetables, and you could up your magnesium level by eating dark leafy green vegetables? Did we go over that? That is that is a very powerful way that we could use food as medicine, because otherwise, like, your blood sugar could be really high because you're not breaking down sugar, because your body doesn't have access to hexokinase. Had you given your body magnesium, you would have the hexokinase to break down sugar, thereby lowering your blood sugar. Like, that is a way that you can literally use food as medicine. And did we discuss that? No, we did not. So it's just like, it's little things like that I would have definitely improved. I would have gone more into detail with. I would say that. Reframing movement beyond risk to reward. My thought is, like, everybody knows that moving is good. Moving is good for you. Why is moving good? Why does movement increase bone density? Well, when you do weight-bearing activity, it promotes osteoblast activity. That is something from anatomy and physiology. You can incorporate something like that. But, like, when it's so surface level. I find that a lot with the ChatGPT books. It's like, it's so surface level that you don't actually learn anything from it. You don't get to say, like, I think it's trying so hard to not say something specific because it could say something wrong. And so everything is extremely on the surface. Every time it says something, it's like, it's very, very, very careful to, like, not be incorrect. And in that pursuit, it doesn't say anything at all. So you'll get these sections where it's like, you could have said weight-bearing activity promotes osteoblast activity, which creates new bones, and stronger bones prevent falls, or the fact that leg strength is highly correlative with how long you live because it helps prevent falls. Like, when did we discuss that? I feel like that should be one of the main things brought up, and I hear it all the time, and I don't see it in here, and I'm curious why. Like, I think that there's so many times where it says, like, a study conducted in 2022 showed that. Like, how did it show that? If you're going to bring up a study, how did it show it? When you speak about a study, you talk about what the study did to show the thing that you're talking about. If you don't say that, you don't understand the study, and, like, why are you bringing it up if you don't understand the study? That would be my question, you know? Yeah. And I would start with something personal. I would start with, like, when I became 50, I felt this way, or somebody that I know had this experience, and let me tell you exactly what their experience was like. Like, all of that is missing. Like, that's the spirit of the book, is the personal experience that opens the chapter, that says that opens it up into the lesson, that says, in this experience, I showcase a way that somebody, I'm not lifting that. I'm 50. I'm far too old to be doing this. Far too old, he said. and those words rang in my mind. Like literary techniques like that to showcase what happened to you. How did that affect you? How is that combated by the things that you bring up? Like, there's so many different avenues you could go. And the ChatGPT writing robs the author of all of that. Like, it has no ability to create authentic, compelling work. If it were to try to repeat what I'm trying to say here, it would say it in such glib terms that you would never pay attention to it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of this ChatGPT stuff. I'm really not. Because if it were good, I would be a fan of it, by the way. If it were actually spitting out like really good, compelling narrative style stuff that didn't just convince boomers, but convince like actual people with taste, I'd be like, hey, this is some cool stuff here. This is some neato torpedo in a Speedo. This is just degenerate slop, dude. This is just degenerate slop. There's no reason for anyone to listen to this.
Check 3 4. Chapter 10. Chapter 10. Overcoming Common Misconceptions.
Okay. Brought it down to 45. 45. Okay. Remove silence. It took away my settings. So we're going to go minimum time to accept 1. We're going to turn this pre-attack time down to 0. We're going to do the threshold pretty low. That way there's like not that many sections here. So it separates it into 80 regions. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to take this 509, go down to maybe like, I think it's 5603. I want to say there is a good amount, and then take this back 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Chapter 10. Overcoming Common Misconceptions. Shifting Perspectives. Rewriting the Aging Narrative.
Okay. How much time did I save there? 46. That's pretty good. Remove silence. -40 for 1 second. Creates 109 regions. I just can't believe how potent that is. Bring this back a bit. Yeah. Bring that over. Brother Bear, why are you doing that? Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. It's because one of them thought I brought it back quite a bit. Man, even still. Okay. Why are you overlapping, dude? This is the worst. I don't know why it does this. Just don't fucking overlap. Is there a setting that where you can just not have it overlap, dude? What the fuck?
Especially after 50. Advice often changes.
What did I press? V, C, N? Get the fuck out of here, dude. There you go. Okay. All right. Guess I gotta just tour it for a bit.
These are food as medicine. Building nutrition. Food as medicine. Building nutrition confidence. When it comes to food as medicine, building nutrition food as medicine, building
Yeah, okay. There we go. Yep. So I think because it didn't impact everything. 2, 3.
they create.
Yeah. Yeah, so fortunately it didn't impact everything. I can do over and then like I could take these, bring them over, and then like these will be I can nudge them over slightly. Stop it.
Exploring balance.
Or I can bring them all over like a big cluster.
The truth is, no one. Myths about exercise stop seniors from working out because they think it is as part as a key. Many people believe that exercise poses significant risks for senior adults.
Dude, nobody believes that.
Among seniors, studies indicate that structured exercise programs, which include balance and strength training, improve stability and coordination, thereby reducing the chance of accidents. Studies indicate that structured exercise program thereby reducing the this research demonstrates that exercise is more of a safety than an inherently dangerous activity. Older adults. A 2024 study by the National Institute. The study found that participants who engaged in by preventing muscle loss related to aging, endurance, along with improved functional ability. The research shows that strength training is safe for older adults and helps them maintain their independence while enhancing their quality of life. Many people believe that aging means older adults should cut back on their activity.
Nobody believes that. Why would they believe that? There's zero evidence to indicate that. There's never been any indication that that's the case. Why would anyone believe that? I want to say that the only reason why you would feel that way is because you legitimately are so lazy and you are trying to find like some way around it. Like the only way you could possibly feel that way is if it let's see. Okay. Bruh. Why? Can you? The system like almost works. It's pretty cool because it brings it down to like 38-ish minutes, which is really nice. I like that. But it's this overlap that's just killing me. Why are you overlapping everything?
And live more. How we perceive aging, direct and live more. And live more, fulfilling lives. And live more, fulfilling lives. How we perceive aging directly affects finding community programs that support the belief system shows. The belief system shows itself through practice. People who believe in depends on maintaining a positive mindset. People who believe in their ability helps lower various risks. People who actively engage, people who actively challenge negative stereotypes gain personal strength, enabling them to show others.
Yo, what's up, dude? Golden Honey, how's my favorite actor doing? Oh my gosh. I'm doing I'm tired. I'm tired. Doing pretty tired work. I'm just upset at this thing isn't working. Let's see.
Significant a positive mindset provides a positive mind and a higher and a
Okay. I can actually see it from this point of view. So that actually might make it easier for me. You know. No. Yeah. Can't be doing all that. Can't be doing all that. Man. Hmm.
snacks helps prevent helps prevent blood sugar fluctuations and maintains consistent energy levels. By prioritizing food quality, nutrient pairing, and meal timing, adults can turn nutrition into a proactive tool for strength and resilience, rather than healthy fats of fat of fat soluble of fat pairing these nutrients thoughtfully is important. For example, vitamin D enhances calcium and healthy fats improve timing your meals can also and healthy fats improve the uptake of fat soluble healthy fats improve the absorption and healthy fats improve the uptake of fat soluble of and healthy fats improve the uptake of timing your meals can also make a difference. Addressing proper nutrition knowledge is a skilling life after 50. Addressing addressing nutritional misunderstandings.
Okay. Oh, God. Oh, I just cut it there.
Among seniors, studies indicate that structured exercise programs, which include balance.
See, I know what they're trying to do when they say studies indicate that XYZ, but like, you just gotta back it up with something, you know?
Your confidence grows. That shift in identity, the biggest myth. Society often portrays aging as a one way decline, a slow drift towards irrelevance. But what if that story is wrong? What if instead of the instead of decline, this stage of life is a time for reinvention? Every sustainable change and grounded in a new identity through health. Every sustainable change starts with belief, not the kind of belief that ignores reality, not the kind.
Okay. Well, it's about as short as I'm gonna get it. So, 37:52. There you go. 37 minutes as an uncompressed wave. Descript outsource. We got chapter 10. And did a lot of the work. But I'll be honest. This thing needs some work to it. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming in, Golden Honey. I appreciate you. All right. Let's go on to here. Let's go to Descript. Put in the audio book. Audio project. Okay. All right. That's about it. That's about it for us tonight. That's all we got. All we can do. All righty there. Okay. Well, I think we're going to end it there, guys. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for watching yet another chronicling of the Chronicles. Thank you for watching the Chronicles. We were wrapping up a chapter today. We wrapped up chapter 10. That's uploaded now to the script, so we're going to go ahead and submit that here soon. We have chapters 11 and 12 to make for that book, and then we are donezo on those projects, and we are not going to look back on ChatGPT projects. So I'm going to move on to different things, bigger and better. I'm just going to, it's just things that I care about. I'll do royalty share with, but I'm just not going to do the things that I just inherently don't care for anymore. So feel free to use my AI stuff if you want. I guess it compensates me, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Love you guys. That's funny. I actually went over to the Brave browser while I was doing this, and it has a quick transition. That's why I did that. So, sorry about that. Love you.